List?
There's easier ways of making money.
Oh, like extortion, you mean? That's where your brother came in, isn't it? I think this was a family business.
Leave my brother out of this. Talk to Reed about my brother.
Yes, what was Martin doing at Reed's flat this morning?
He was breaking in. That's the sort of thing he does.
Yeah, but why? Why that flat in particular?
Martin does what he wants. Did what he wants. If he don't like you, he kicks your windows in. It's simple.
No, I think you tell him whose windows to kick in. I think you used your brother to extort as much money as you possibly could from your tenants.
Wrong. All wrong.
And of course he's only 14, so the most he'd get would be a supervision order.
It's nothing to do with me.
No. Well, look at you. You don't look the type to get your hands dirty.
He's dead. My brother is dead. You're giving me all this and my brother's dead. Okay. He collected the money like I told him. Anything else, he was just being enthusiastic.
Oh, so the extortion, the harassment, the intimidation, they were all down to Martin, yes?
Yeah.
I can't believe this. You don't accept any responsibility whatsoever for your brother's death, do you?
If you're so good at asking questions, ask Martin. You'll get more out of him than me. Can I go yet?
I felt terrible when I heard.
Heard what, Mr. Jones?
All about Alan Reed. If someone had been hurt in his flat and you'd mentioned electrics, I had to say something. Go on. It's just that on the night shift, sometimes there's not a lot on. I mean, you must know about that. Anyway, on the slow nights, just to give us both something to do, I taught Alan about electrics.
You taught him? You taught him what?
Oh, everything I could. Every night for about a month now. Perhaps 3 or 4 hours a night. He wanted to learn so he could get a better job, earn a bit more. More than he could with a packing job anyway.
So would you say he's capable of doing a fairly simple DIY job on his flat?
Yeah, well, of course he is. That's what I wanted to tell you. He learned really fast. Pleasure to teach, in fact.
So what are you saying, Mr. Jones?
However that accident happened, he'd never have made a stupid mistake that ended up hurting someone.
Thanks, Mr. Jones. You've been more than helpful.
I told the boy not to touch it.
What did you tell him not to touch?
The window. Dad said not to.
Why not?
Just mustn't. Dad said we'd be all right.
How did your dad know that?
The light was frightening him away.
Was he frightened?
He broke it again, and he shouted.
What did he shout?
He was coming to get us.
Did he try and get in?
Only last night. There was a bang.
Why didn't you tell me this before? Are you okay?
A trained electrician. As good as. He's got to have known that window was live.
So you're saying that it couldn't have been an accident?
No way. I mean, plus what Jamila got out of the 9-year-old confirms it. It was a completely premeditated murder, pure and simple.
No, it's not that simple, Dave. It's a question of intent.
It all fits. That kitchen window. I had a really good look at it. There were no tool marks on it. I reckon he left it open. He tried to entice Parnell in. It was a Mantrap.
Okay, so maybe we can prove that it was a Mantrap, but that doesn't prove that he meant to kill. He's going to say he just wanted to hurt the lad, isn't he? If we're going for murder, then we're going to need him to admit that he intended to kill. From what I've heard, he's not very talkative. Doesn't sound very good, does it, Dave?
I think I know a way. Let me have a go.
All right, and if it goes wrong, I'll just go for the throat.
It must have been horrendous living in a bed and breakfast with 2 kids. No privacy, sharing a bathroom. I wouldn't be that sticky if it was me. Well, then you get yourself a job. Not a very well paid job, but it's a job. Trouble is, though, if you're unemployed, the council pays your rent. If you take the job, you can't even afford to live in the B&B. I mean, you're in the queue for a council flat, but it's a long queue. So what do? One way or another, you get to meet Craig Parnell. You pay key money to Craig, but then you discover that that's not the end of it. You're getting more and more demands for cash. Huh? I mean, you work overtime, you work nights, and still you can't make enough. Then he starts sending his little brother around to threaten your kids. Wonder how they felt. Hey? Alone, trapped, strange noises, threats to get them out. Well, that's the point, isn't it, Alan? You were completely trapped. So how do we get out of this trap? we build another trap. And we do it clever, make it look like it could have been an accident. But you know that as soon as someone came through that window, they were going to have to steady themselves on the metal taps or the metal sink to complete the circuit.
It was an accident.
Alan, we know you spent 3 hours a night for 4 weeks learning about electrics. Jerry Jones at the factory said you were a quick learner, said you couldn't have made a silly mistake. You know Kaylee saw it happen, don't you? You want me to remind you what a 14-year-old boy looks like when he's been electrocuted?
I saw him.
Imagine what it must have been like to actually see it happen. You put a 9-year-old through that, she's going to remember it for the rest of her life. I mean, Kaylee thinks this is all her fault.
You told your kids to stay away from the window, didn't you? Why would you do that if you thought it was safe? We know all about the Parnells and how they operated. Your neighbour, Lisa Collett, she's told us everything.
You've got no idea what it's like.
Yes, we have, Alan. We know that Martin had been to your flat. We know you were pretty sure he was coming back. Maybe you left the window open to attract him in.
I could have got up to her tricks. I could have gone out nicking, check-kiting, but I didn't.
If you did, maybe a 14-year-old boy would still be alive.
I do my best for my kids. And what do I get? You put up an outside light and he smashes it. You replace it and he smashes the light in your windows too. We're stuck in there. I can't see any way out. But they're still better off with me than with their mother. I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I did what she did.
Alan, I understand all that. I mean, it must have felt like there was no end to it. Like there was nothing you could do but just sit there and take it. You must have been so angry, so frustrated, all that hassle building up inside you.
Yeah.
When Martin Parnell came through that window, you must have wanted to really hurt him.
I wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
The informant, Dave?
The occupier and Alan Reed. Mr. Reed?
Yeah. Come in. He's through there.
Can you turn the electricity off, please?
Yeah. Where's the main switch, please, Mr. Wood?
This way.
I know this boy. His name's Martin Parnell. He's been down Sunhill quite a few times.
Burglar, is he?
Well, not as far as I know. Lots of petty thieving and criminal damage. He's on a supervision order. He's only about 14.
What happened to him?
Well, he's been electrocuted. You can't really mistake burns like that and the smell. He's been dead quite a few hours, I'd say. Do you know him?
I've never seen him before.
Do you have any idea what might have happened?
No. When I came home from work, I'm on the night shift at Pitsanger Engineering. Well, the first thing I noticed was that the window was wide open. Then when I came in here, I saw him on the floor.
Sierra Oscar from 340.
Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, we've got a 14-year-old been electrocuted. There's no need for an ambulance, but we're going to need an FME, a scene examiner and a photographer. And then after that, you better get on to the electricity company.
I'll inform CID. Is there anything they should be interested in?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. I'll see if I can get Sergeant Ackland down there.
Stay there like I told you. Just sit tight and be quiet. It'll be all over soon.
Hiya. Who does this belong to, then?
Hey.
There you go.
Thanks. There you go.
What are your names?
Well, this is Kaylee and this is Marilyn.
Oh, they're pretty names. So, what did you do after you found him, Mr. Reed?
I rushed in here to see if the kids were okay, and then I called you straight away.
Why did you call us and not an ambulance?
He looked like it was too late.
Who else was in the flat? Your wife?
No, she's not around.
What about the babysitter or whoever looks after the kids? Perhaps she saw something.
No.
Maybe one of you knows what happened.
All right, Dave?
Yeah.
The occupier and his kids?
Yeah, they're inside.
Okay, I don't want anybody getting near this flat until we checked it out. So, Michelle, you take that end of the walkway, and Gary, you do that end, all right?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me. Are they all right? Alan and the kids.
There's been an accident, but they're okay.
Somebody's hurt, though.
Well, it wasn't anyone who was living there, no.
Yeah, well, as long as they're okay.
Right you are.
Hey, come here! Talk to him, let me talk to Reed!
So just calm down, all
What
right?
have you done to my brother?
Calm down and we'll get this sorted out.
I think we should go this way.
That's my brother in there. What's he done to him?
Well, why do you think it's your brother?
He didn't come home last night. Now you're here talking about an accident.
What's your name?
Craig Parnell.
Right. Well, we don't know for certain who it is yet.
You mean Martin can't tell you himself?
I'm sorry, we can't say any more at present.
He can't, can he? What's Reed done to him?
Oh, Bob, can you do a PNC check for me, please?
Yeah, sure.
The name is Alan Reed, that's 2 E's. And age, well, say mid-30s. And this is his wife, Yvonne Reed. I managed to dig up some stuff on her from DIU.
No, there's nothing on him. What was the wife, Yvonne?
Yeah, date of birth 29/11/65.
Oh, she's been busy, look at that.
9 months for fraud and deception.
Check cards mostly. Look at this, 51 offences to be taken into consideration.
He must have had an interesting time living with that.
But we don't know for certain yet that it is Martin.
Should have thought you'd know his face by now.
Well, a lad of his description and age was found inside someone's flat.
He'd broken in, you mean?
Seems that way, yes.
We'll get down to the hospital right now.
Mrs. Parnell, please, wait.
How badly hurt is he?
He was dead when we found him. We'll need someone to come down and make a formal identification. I'm very sorry.
It's Reed. Reed's killed Martin, hasn't he?
Who's Reed? What do you know about this, Craig?
Nothing.
I don't understand.
Well, we think there must have been some kind of electrical problem inside the flat.
You think? Don't you know?
Well, it looks like he suffered from a severe electric shock. We're trying to find out exactly what happened.
How are we getting on?
Look at this. Bare wire, see? It's quite a common thing to do. Someone's drilled a hole through the frame of the aluminium secondary glazing to take a cable. Usually, it leaves a little burr of metal. In this case, the hole's a bit tight. He's pulled the flex through, the burr's caught on it, it's stripped the live wire. There you are.
Yeah, live window frame.
Right. Of course, the domestic supply is not enough to kill you. Not in itself. When someone tries to get in, they touch the window frame, they just get a bit of a buzz out of it. Unless they touch another piece of metal, something reserved.
What, you mean like the taps or the steel sink, yeah?
Yeah, that'd do it. That's about the most severe shock you could get.
Well, as a matter of fact, I used to be an electrician.
Oh.
But, this looks like a bit of an amateur job, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'd say.
Like, this is the main supply to the outside light, yeah? And the switch is in the hole.
That's right.
Throw the switch on in the hole and the frame goes live.
He's tried to do it the easiest way and he's made a mistake.
Doesn't strike you as deliberate, does it?
Nah. I don't think so. I mean, most people on this estate, if they know anything about electrics, the first thing they do is try and save themselves a bit of money and bypass the meter.
No, he hasn't done that, though, has he?
No.
Mr. Reed.
Now, I won't be long. You stay and be good.
We'll be fine. Won't we?
They're nice kids. They seem to be coping very well.
Yeah, I'm proud of them.
It's a shame their mum isn't still around.
No, it isn't.
Really?
The best thing that ever happened to us. You lot banging her up. We're better off without her.
You can't really mean that. You've been left on your own with 2 small children.
If she'd have gone out and got herself a job, we'd have been fine. 2 lots of wages, no problems, but she had better ideas.
Look, PC Quinnan is on his way back from your flat now. We need to get some details from you about exactly what happened.
Okay, fine.
I thought we'd use one of the taped interview rooms.
You mean you want to tape it?
Well, look, it's entirely up to you, but we usually find it helps. Especially when there are allegations flying around.
You mean Craig Parnell?
How do you know him?
Well, he's around the estate a lot. Everybody knows him. I didn't know his brother, though.
I still think we ought to put what you say down on tape, for your own protection as much as anything else.
You don't know anything about electrics, do you, Alan? No special skill in that direction?
No, none.
Have you done any electrical work since you moved in?
A bit, yeah.
Yeah? What?
Well, when I started on the night shift, I put up an outside light to help on the dark mornings.
And how did you fit it?
I drilled a hole through the edge of the window frame, and then ran the cable along the top of the tiles above the kitchen units. There's a switch in the hall.
And you felt you had the skill to do this?
Well, it was just a bit of wire and a light. Anyone could do it.
Do you realise you'd shaped the cable?
No.
Did you know the window frame was live?
No.
This doesn't concern you?
It was an accident.
Yeah, an accident. One of those silly mistakes people make. Except this silly mistake killed a 14-year-old boy.
Well, he shouldn't have been burgling the flat.
No, he shouldn't have been burgling the flat, but a young boy's dead.
What's that got to do with me?
Oh, it's your flat, your window, your DIY job.
If you're looking for someone to blame his brother.
His brother? Well, why would you want to blame him? What's he got to do with it?
Mr. Reed, when we were at your flat earlier, one of my officers was under the impression that your girls had been left on their own.
Kaylee's a good girl. They were okay.
Well, you left a 9-year-old babysitting a 6-year-old. I don't think social services would be very happy about that.
What's it got to do with them?
Well, it's illegal. Apart from being dangerous.
What am I supposed to do? I can't afford a babysitter, not for that length of time. It wouldn't be worth working.
Well, don't you think your children's welfare comes first?
Yes, I do.
You see, Mr. Reed, I am very concerned now for your children's safety because Craig Parnell will have a grudge against you. As far as he's concerned, you killed his brother.
But Craig Parnell's behind all this. He set Martin onto us, making our lives a misery.
I thought you said you didn't know Martin.
I didn't, but my kids knew him all right.
Well, how did they know him?
He used to come round.
Come round?
He terrified my kids. They'd be shaking after he'd been anywhere near them.
Martin Parnell's well known to us. This doesn't sound like his sort of thing. Why would he want to frighten them?
Because his brother told him to.
Why would Craig tell him to do that?
Why? Because he wanted to screw as much money out of me as possible. That's why.
What's all this about? We've got enough to deal with without this. Can't you leave us alone?
We have some specific information, which is why we got the search warrant.
Don't you care? My youngest died today. Craig's never been in any trouble. It's Martin.
Sarge?
Hmm?
Must be over $2,000 here.
What were you doing with all that?
Where'd you get this, Craig?
He's got a little business.
Could you let him answer for himself, please? Huh?
It isn't drugs. He swore to me it's not drugs.
Sarge? Take a look at these.
Council rent books. Bang up to date, too. And this one, fully paid up. What are you doing with these?
Craig!
This one's for 12 Bevan House, and that's Reed's flat, but it's not in Reed's name. Right, go down to the council housing office, get those checked out. I'm going to get Dave Quinnan to do a background check on Reed.
Sarge.
What's the name on the book?
Mr. John Dalloway, 12 Bevan House.
Widower, age 71, been there 12 years. Pays cash every week on the dot.
Thanks. Right, can we try another name? Alan Reed.
He was on the waiting list when he was in bed and breakfast, up to a couple of months ago. And no trace of him after that. His name's not in a rent book, is it?
Not exactly. He's living in Mr. Dalloway's flat.
Has he paid money to someone for the keys?
It's a possibility. Well, I've got 7 books here, 7 flats.
It's not unknown for people to turn it into a business.
Like an unofficial letting agency.
Like I was saying, Alan's not the sort to complain, but he's got his hands full, on his own with 2 little girls.
Has it been affecting his work?
Nah, it's one of the best we've got. It's not the most interesting work, picking and packing, but you've got to concentrate, otherwise wrong order goes to the wrong customer.
Right, so it's an unskilled job. Would he know anything about metalwork, electrics, that sort of thing?
No. If he had any useful skills, I'd promoted him. What's this about?
There's been an accident at his flat. Quite a serious one.
Are they all okay?
Yeah, they're fine, yeah.
Excuse me. Could I have a word?
Yeah?
I'm Jerry Jones, night shift electrician. Go on. Well, not here, it's a bit tricky. You know the Bull Lane snack bar around the corner?
Yeah, I know it, yeah.
Yeah, could I see you there in half an hour?
Sure.
"14 Bevan House." Now this should be a Mrs. Randall, who's an OAP.
Hello again.
Hello.
We met earlier. PC McCann and this is Sergeant Atkin. Can we come in?
Thank you very much.
Is this your flat?
That's right.
And what's your name?
Lisa Collette.
Have you been here long?
A few weeks. I'm moving soon.
Why's that?
It's the neighbours. Can't get on with them.
So where's Mrs. Randall? The official tenant.
I don't know.
How come this is your flat now?
I paid someone for the keys.
And who did you pay?
I couldn't tell you. Look, I've made a mistake. I'm getting out of here as soon as I can.
Would that be because of Craig Parnell? Lisa, I couldn't help noticing that your front door had been damaged. Was that Martin Parnell's handiwork? Look, we know what they've been up to. Did you buy the keys off of Craig Parnell? Martin Parnell isn't going to be bothering you anymore.
It was Martin. In that bag.
Well, he hasn't been formally identified, but... Now, if you could make a statement about the Parnells, we might be able to help you.
I just want to get out of here before Craig racks up the rent any further.
And what happens if you don't pay it?
I don't know. I don't want to find out.
Craig's very unhappy about his brother. There's no telling how he's going to react.
A statement from you could help us put him away.
How about it, Lisa?
I've told you, it's my money.
What about the rent books? 7 books, 7 flats, all on the Larkmead?
I was doing a few people some favours. A lot of them are old. They can't get down to council offices to pay.
Do you expect us to believe that?
You're going to have to.
Yeah, but we don't, Craig. I think what's been happening is that you've been buying the keys and rent books off of people who want to move. Is that right? And then you've been selling them on to people who want nice, cheap accommodation but are well down on the council waiting list?
There's easier ways of making